Elena never planned to betray her husband. If someone had asked her years ago, she would have laughed at the very thought. She had married Michael at 24, full of hope and fierce loyalty. She believed love was a choice you made every morning, even when it was difficult. But love, she would later learn, can starve quietly. Their life looked perfect from the outside. A warm house on a quiet street. Shared vacations captured in smiling photographs. Polite laughter at dinner parties. Yet behind closed doors, something essential had faded. Conversations turned practical. Touch became routine. Their eyes stopped meeting for longer than a second. Michael worked late more often. He wasn't cruel, just distant. When Elena tried to talk about how alone she felt, he would sigh, exhausted, and promise that things would get better after the next project, the next promotion, the next milestone. There was always a later. Loneliness settled inside her like winter. The betrayal began innocently. At least that's what she told herself. It was at a conference in another city. Elena met Adrian during a coffee break. He noticed the book in her hand and asked about it. They spoke about literature, about art, about dreams they had once had but set aside. He listened, not politely, but attentively, as if her words mattered. That attention felt like sunlight. They exchanged messages after the conference. Nothing inappropriate at first. Just thoughts, jokes, fragments of their days. Elena found herself smiling at her phone in ways she hadn't in years. She told herself it was harmless. She deserved friendship. She deserved to feel seen. But emotional lines blur before physical ones do. One evening, after an argument with Michael about something trivial, dirty dishes, perhaps, or forgotten groceries, Elena locked herself in the bedroom and cried. Her phone lit up with a message from Adrian. "You don't deserve to feel invisible." The words broke something open inside her. When she met Adrian again, she crossed the line she had sworn she never would. It wasn't passion that drove her, it was hunger. Hunger to feel chosen, to feel alive. In his arms, she felt like the woman she used to be, vibrant, desired, important. And afterward came the guilt. It clung to her skin. She avoided her own reflection. When Michael kissed her goodnight, she felt like glass, fragile and dishonest. She began to watch him differently. The small kindnesses she once overlooked now pierced her heart. The way he placed a blanket over her when she fell asleep on the couch. The way he still brewed her coffee exactly how she liked it. He had not stopped loving her. He had simply stopped noticing her loneliness. The affair continued in secret. Messages deleted. Meetings carefully planned. Elena lived between two realities. One stable but suffocating, the other thrilling but fragile. Each lie made the next one easier. Until the night, everything collapsed. Michael came home earlier than expected. Elena was in the kitchen, her phone on the counter. A message appeared on the screen before she could hide it. "I missed last night already." Silence filled the room. Michael didn't shout. He didn't throw anything. He simply looked at her, and in his eyes she saw confusion turning into understanding. Then pain. "Is there something you want to tell me?" he asked quietly. In that moment, Elena could have lied. She could have denied everything and protected the illusion a little longer. But the weight of her secret had grown unbearable. "Yes," she whispered. The truth spilled out in fragments. How alone she had felt, how it started, how it went too far. She expected anger. Instead, Michael looked wounded in a way she had never seen before. "Why didn't you tell me you were this unhappy?" he asked. "I tried," she said, tears blurring her vision. "But I stopped trying when I felt like you weren't listening." He sat down heavily, as though her words had physical weight. "I thought working harder was loving you. And I thought finding someone else was saving myself," she replied. The realization hurt them both. They had been fighting different battles without knowing it. In the days that followed, the house felt colder. Trust, once cracked, does not mend easily. Elena ended things with Adrian, but the damage remained. She saw now that the affair had not solved her loneliness. It had only complicated it with shame. Michael moved into the guest room. They spoke carefully, like strangers negotiating peace. Some nights they argued. Some nights they cried. And some nights they sat in silence, mourning the version of their marriage that no longer existed. Elena understood something painful. Betrayal is rarely born from cruelty. Often, it grows from unmet needs left to wither in the dark. But understanding does not erase consequences. Weeks later, standing alone in the living room, she realized that forgiveness, whether from Michael or from herself, would take years, if it came at all. Love had not disappeared in a single moment. It had faded in the quiet spaces where honesty should have lived. And in seeking to feel alive again, Elena had wounded the very heart she once promised to protect.